Hi, this is Mark from Appingo, and in this video, we'll talk about Appingo's art log feature. The first thing we need to do is to log in, which will take us to our overview page. But for now, we'll go to our Coptic binding project and take a look at our schedule. To set up an art log for our project, we'll click Art in the top right. If no art log is set up, the original screen is blank. Don't worry, this will change quickly. Art logs are project-based in Appingo and help manage any content considered art in a book project. From tables to photos to illustrations, the art log can handle any and all file types. You can modify the file naming pattern of files. The default is the chapter name followed by the figure number. The first thing we need to do is set up the chapters associated with this project. These can be named anything you want. We'll stick with the standard numeric listing. Here we can link each chapter to a specific schedule within our project. If you have more than 10 chapters, you can add more chapters by clicking Add New Chapters. This time, I'll only add 5 chapters. You don't have to fill out every row in the form. Appingo will recognize your input and update accordingly. Back on our art log page, it still doesn't look like much, but now you can see a list of the chapters you add at the top. These are all sortable, so you can look at one specific chapter or all of them at the same time. This is where the real meat and potatoes of building an art log comes in. You need to build a row or a slot for each piece of art to land in. To add new rows, go to Modify, Add Rows. For each row that you add, you must choose a chapter that you've already set up. See how important that first step is? Then enter a figure number. If you're not sure how they're going to be labeled in your book yet, don't worry. Stick with the numeric system. You can always change it later. Enter a description for the image. Woman holding baby, man sailing, or something to that effect. This is a good place to keep track of captions if necessary. Choose a source for your file, either new or previous edition. You don't have to enter a status at this time. You'll have to repeat this step several times until you've made a row for each piece of art in your project. But that's the framework. Congratulations, you just built an art log. Now that you've built the framework for your art log, it's time to fill in your images. The best way to think of the art log is the list of final images to be included in your project. The art log can help you organize the list of your art so it's always available to every worker at any time. To add an image to the rows you've already built, go to Modify, Batch Upload. This will allow you to select images to fill in any of your rows. You can select a file from your desktop and load it to a row. Once an image is loaded to a row, the eye icon will appear, which indicates that a file is loaded and is a link to that file. When dealing with multiple files, it is best to use the Appingo uploader, which is covered in another video. Log into the uploader, select your project, select your files, and upload. Once finished, they will be available for you to assign to a row in your art log. Again, go to Modify, Batch Upload. You will now be able to select from a list of files that you just loaded. You can change their status and permissions here as well. Once you've assigned files, you can click on View, Contact Sheet. This view gives you a thumbnail of each file and a quick view of its name and status. You can click on any file and you'll see a larger preview with more in-depth information including name, description, status, and permissions. If you click on Edit Image, you can edit the information associated with this image and row. Here you can change the chapters linked to, its figure number, and all other pertinent information. Another important feature of the art log is to capture the status of the art as a whole, or your project art status. Perhaps you've run into a situation where new images for Chapter 3 have to be sourced. Clicking Update Art Status allows you to enter a note that gets date stamped and is kept in a running log to keep track of the art in your project. The summary view is a great way for a project manager to get a quick visual representation of the completeness of the art in their project. It's also broken out into individual chapters. Project Manager can quickly see what percentage of images have been loaded to the art log as well as how many permissions have been granted. And with that, you're well on your way to easing the organization of art in your production flow. Remember to check out www.appingo.com and click on the Support tab for more tutorial videos.